Welcome back to the Yellow Jacket Team Huddle. You like that name? I just came
Yeah,
up with it.
I like it.
We are discussing this season 2 of Yellow Jackets. We're on episode 3. A lot happened this episode. So if you don't want spoilers, don't really know why you're here. But if you do want spoilers, welcome.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to do, like, a discussion about Yellowjackets anything without spoilers, so,
Just us constantly tiptoeing over spoilers.
yeah, it would make sense. It's like, there's so many things that, like, you have to talk about that are very specific with
Yeah.
this show, and a lot did happen, even though I would say it was probably the slowest episode of the season so far. Would you agree
That's
with that?
That is interesting. I've heard a couple people say that it was slow in pace, but I feel like this episode progressed the plot a lot more than the average episode.
Interesting. I'm curious why you say that, because I feel like it was a little bit slower overall, so that's
Okay.
interesting that we just came away with 2 different things. I felt like this episode was a fever dream, and that's why I had to watch it at least twice to really understand, like, a lot of the things that happened. Because I felt like I wasn't quite sure for a little bit. So, tell me,
Yeah.
what all happened?
So I I think this episode really stood out a lot to me a lot because there was a lot of awesome character moments doing awesome things. Like my favorite thing in the entire episode, maybe the entire show, is Shauna on the verge of going John Wick all
That was
over.
good. Yeah.
Like
She wanted to fucking fuck that guy up. I loved it. That'll be the everyone's saying it'll be the clip that they play at the Emmys
I
this
hope.
next year, probably, yeah. I would assume so. She's incredible.
I mean, Melanie Lynskey just continues to blow me away. Like, yeah, that scene and just her like shaking and him being like, "Oh, you're not gonna do it," and then like she goes full Dexter and just
Yeah.
like
Like, have you ever
calms down.
peeled human skin? It's like, "Whoa." Like, she's a total fucking freak, but I'm obsessed with her now.
Yeah,
Like, I was turned on. I don't know why. It was like, you could tell how turned on she was at the thought of fucking killing this guy and peeling off his skin. And not that I would ever be into it, but, like, I'd be down to watch her try. Let's do it.
I mean,
Shauna can fuck it up.
this season might just be the season of Shauna doing crazy kink shit.
I
Like,
mean, maybe she's just going full Dexter now. We don't know. Maybe she killed Travis. People have said that. Maybe she's a serial killer. I mean, she's
um,
kind of putting up a lot of evidence. However, I mean, Jeff was kind of like questioning her with the whole carjacking thing, and I kind of feel like she really had control of that situation, Jeff.
yeah,
He was kind of being a little bitch.
Jeff, you were in the wrong.
Yeah, this was the first episode I was like, "Jeff, what is going on with you?" Like, I love him, but a little
I
bit weird.
I think going forward, I don't think I can ever talk about a fork in the road moment or sliding glass door moment. It's now always going to be the strawberry lube moment.
Yeah, I could have gone strawberry. I just love that as a phrase, and I think yeah, I mean, this show continues to kill it with great lines.
Yeah. So this was actually the first episode that Sarah was watching with me. She was on her phone the whole time while I was doing it, but she was like, "The show is funnier than I thought it would be." I'm like, "Yeah, it's got some funny moments."
Has she watched any of
No,
it?
no,
This is
she's
the
not. She's
okay,
not
wow.
watching anything.
Bold move to just jump right in, but hey, I told you, I think she would like it.
So, but Shauna, I mean, Shauna had a moment. Um, Ty had a moment.
Yeah, she did. Which
I mean,
one?
every yeah, yeah,
Which
and
tie
it
and which moment, really? There's a lot going on with Ty.
this episode made me revisit the idea that I've had that the first antler queen that we see in the first episode, whoever that one is, might not necessarily be the only antler queen. Like I feel like that title is going to change throughout the
Mhm.
show. And this episode, I'm like, honestly, it could be any of them. Like they all had these crazy moments. Like now with Ty, I'm like, which Ty is the antler queen?
Yeah, right? Ty could totally the other Ty, and that other Ty doesn't even refer to themselves as Ty. They're like,
Hmm.
"That's Thaisa." I'm somebody different. It's like, "Well, who the fuck are you?" And then she wakes up and you're like, "Damn it, Ty, get out of here. I was talking to the other one." I'm really curious. That other one can like really communicate a lot more clearly, I think. I thought, maybe her other side would be more savage since she's always, I mean, up until now, mostly we've seen her be eating dirt.
Mhm.
But now she seems to be like able to talk to people and it's weird.
Yeah, and there was that one moment when she was like, I think she was staring in the mirror and then, like, it put, like, its hands over its face, and it
Mhm.
looked like the mask that she wore, and I'm like, "Okay, is there, like, a connection between the birth of this other personality and what happened to Van?"
I think it's
'Cause
more like she was saying, because she was mouthing words to herself in the mirror. The other one was trying to mouth words to her and she couldn't
Mhm.
get it, but she was saying, "Go to her." And then she did that. So I think it was so that regular Thaisa would go, "Oh, okay, you're talking about Van." So that's why like she's gonna go see adult Van now
Oh,
and
okay,
see what's up.
gotcha.
Yeah.
'Cause that was the first time that we saw Ty sleepwalk was when she woke up in the trees, and then Van was attacked by wolves.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she's doing it again in real or in, like, the normal timeline or sorry, the most recent timeline. Yeah, so, I mean, either way, I'm just curious to see, like, why maybe, like, her and Van figure something out. I'm curious what ended their relationship if since they're clearly not together, they seem like a good couple in the past.
Mhm.
However, Van probably could have found a better way to tell Ty when she's, like, telling her that they ate them, and she's like, "You ate her face." Like, I mean, really? You don't know that? It's like, maybe ease her into that. I mean, she's processing the fact that she doesn't even remember eating her friend, and then
Yeah.
Van's like, "You ate her fucking face, bitch." Like, that was like I would have been like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what?" Like, that was very much like I would have had a reaction like Jeff when he's like, "There's no book club?" That was like I would have been like, "Whoa, whoa, what the fuck?"
Speaking of eating Jackie, I was impressed. They ate her to the bone. They ate
Tits to teeth.
everything, like tits to teeth, like, that's the same way I eat a chicken wing, but like a person, like, you ate
Gross.
the stomach and
I mean, I thought it was great. Like, they really just went to fucking town and, fucked up that Nat had to, like, bring the body away, and I do love how I mean, Ben, Coach Ben, let's be real, his days are numbered,
he is
but
not long for this world.
no, I mean, he's still starving, first off. Now he's officially started to been added to the list of the growing number of people on the show who experience hallucinations.
Mhm.
He's joined those ranks, but he's also like he gives them a little sass when they're like talking about getting rid of Jackie's body. And I'm like, that's a bold move for you to pull right now. You're down a fucking leg and you're really like you're starving. You didn't eat. So like
Yeah.
you're weaker than all of these bitches. And he's like, "Yeah, if you put her there, then maybe they'll think that she died with everyone else." It's like, wow, rude. Like, I was just a little surprised that he was, like, so strong. I mean, I know he was obviously very offended by it last episode, but, like, it's almost kind of like he's the idiot who is like, "They're all starving. You kinda gotta do what you gotta do to survive." I feel like, you know?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. I mean, I think I would be fully like I mean, I was with Misty and her new friend, which I love how they're creepy together already, but they're like, I mean, I didn't think making a broth out of Jackie would have been that bad. Like, it probably would have been pretty good. And I was like, I'm with them. Like, we've already fucked this bitch up. Let's take what we can get. A
Well,
bone
they
broth was a good idea.
maybe if she didn't accidentally drug the entire camp the last time they made broth,
True.
you
Yeah,
know?
she doesn't okay, fine, yeah, but maybe her friend Crystal could have done it then. I don't know, but I'm just saying, you guys gotta do what you gotta do to survive out there. I
You know,
think Ben is kind of being the idiot, and it's sad because he's not willing to do the cannibalism in order to survive, I think, so I don't think he's long for this world.
I was real interested in Ben this episode because it like showed the flashback which we've seen before, but then like it would do that weird like effect, like a TV static effect when it would
Mm,
switch, and I'm like,
yeah,
we've never seen that before. What's going on? And
yeah.
then at the end, we realize that it's not actually a memory. He's fantasizing about what could have been.
I
You know,
think, like, the
if
first
he didn't
half
get on,
is, like, real, but
yeah.
then it's like, yeah, as soon as you see that he, like, came back and didn't get on the plane, because I was like, "Wait a minute, how the fuck did he end up here?" So I'm just an idiot. Then I was like, "Oh, I get it, okay."
Wait,
Yeah.
are we introducing alternate timelines
I
now?
was like, "Wait a minute, is this Marvel? What the fuck?" I'm
uh,
like, yeah, I did not know at first what was going on, but then I'm like, "Oh, that's just like." I mean, I already liked Ben and felt bad for him, but, like, I feel extra bad now. That was, like, really depressing, and, like, I'm pretty sure the actor just did an interview saying, like, "Oh, yeah, we're really gonna be putting Ben through the ringer over the next few episodes." I'm like, "Few episodes? This guy is really gonna get tortured before he dies, isn't he?" I'm
it's gonna
curious.
it's gonna be bad.
Do you think he's
Uh,
gonna be mercy killed, or, like, he'll be, like, commit suicide? Or do you think he'll, like, some people were like, "You think he'll just jump off a cliff?" Which
mm,
I'm like, "He can't even fucking barely run probably." But he's gonna jump off a cliff
yeah,
maybe so that they can't eat him?
they would have to conveniently find a cliff that is not up a hill.
I
It's
mean,
like
the one that Ty almost walked off is who
it's
knows where that
true.
is, but I'm sure she could point it out.
I think they're gonna try and kill him, but I think Nat is gonna put him out of his misery.
I was thinking that too. I mean, I feel like they're the only ones who really still, like, she has at least a relationship with Ben, and you can already in this episode see the factions forming of, like, the ones who
Mhm.
are like, "I believe in Lottie," and then the other ones that don't.
Yeah.
It's still, like, undecided, but yeah, I'm just curious. I mean, once Ben goes, like, a lot of people have pointed out that, like, Laura Lee, Jackie, and Ben were, like, kind of 3 pillars of, like, typical like, social norms or, like, society,
Yeah.
and it's like he's like the final adult in like the patriarchy power. So it's like with him gone, I think that
It's
Nat was right when she said that to Jackie's remains, like, I think it's gonna get a lot worse out here.
yeah.
I think she's right, unfortunately. But like that's what I'm curious about because I don't think the cannibalism is the worst thing they're gonna do out here. I think there's gonna be
Yeah.
some fucked up shit that they're still hiding that we'll
Yeah.
find out later. But I'm curious because it's already gotten to like pretty bad.
It's definitely gonna get worse. I wanted to do a quick shout out to Crystal that you previously mentioned. Haven't heard the "I absorbed my twin" idea since Dwight in The Office.
Yes, it's always a good move, though. I love that. It's not the first time I've eaten human flesh. I was like, "Whoa, what?" This bitch, like, all of a sudden, I'm like, "All right." I was like, "Misty," this felt like a great Misty episode to me, like, especially for, like, past Misty, like, her delivering that monologue was unbelievable because it's so exactly like the way Sally Field does it.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good anyways, and also Steel Magnolias is just a great movie, but
I was thinking, is there a more inappropriate movie that she could have done a monologue for? Like,
no, no, it was
what
perfect.
if she did Silence of the Lambs? Like a little Hannibal
Yeah.
Lecter monologue?
Yeah, exactly. That could have been a little bit better, I guess, but yeah, like this one with the daughter dying. However, everyone really liked it by the end, and I thought she nailed it. And
She's great.
I was very happy seeing her come into her own in the past. And then also, I'm obsessed with her and Elijah Wood in the present. I
Yeah.
just can't get enough. I don't trust Walter at all. I want to know what you think. Is he friend or foe?
Um, I think he's definitely investigating her about
Right?
Adam's death.
He's got to be.
Yeah.
He must know everything already.
Yeah.
She
Like,
really dug herself into a ditch already with saying, like, Adam's mom and me are friends or whatever. It's like,
yeah.
that's easily prove like, you could prove that wrong.
And then he was like, "Yeah, that's not my mom that I put in the home. It's my neighbor." Like, he's like, "2 birds,
Exactly.
1 stone," and then he's like, "You downvoted my thing." Like,
Yeah.
he's 100% investigating her.
I'm like, does he know about how she loves calves too? Like, he really is, like, showing those calves off. I just feel like everything he's doing is I mean, it's either, like, he's her soulmate or he's actually, like, trying to get her. And
Yeah,
either way, I don't think it's gonna end well for him. However, obsessed with their chemistry and loved their interrogation of Randy. I thought it was
it's great.
hilarious. So
It
good.
I feel like we mentioned Dexter a lot on this show, but it was like, this is what Dexter would be like if he was instructing not a sociopath to interrogate someone. Now hit him.
Literally. Hit him, what? I thought that that was great. I love her everything that she's doing and how she, like, immediately takes control of the situation.
Yeah.
Just not even thrown for a loop. I'm just a little bit worried because I think Misty is usually so smart, but, like, really in this episode, you get to see her younger and older selves, like, so surprised when, like, somebody is likes her or is, like, nice to her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really as much of I know she's a psychopath, I really want that for her, though. I want her to be happy, and I'm worried now. I'm really worried about Walter.
She deserves to be happy.
I mean, she deserves it. I love her. I know she killed Jessica and whatever, but I'm into it.
So I had two things that I wanted to ask you about.
Mhm.
First one, there's that whole little monologue about the queen bee and how the first thing the queen bee does is kill all the other eggs.
Mhm.
That's definitely foreshadowing, right? Like
That's gotta
who
be.
whoever is fighting to be queen is, I mean,
Gonna have to kill somebody to do it.
yeah. Um
I don't
or
know. Or maybe part of being the antler queen is choosing someone to sacrifice or hunting the person yourself. I have no idea, but I'm curious.
maybe. And then there's that whole thing with the blood at the end and her visions and going crazy.
And the thing that she thought that the woman had said is French for he/it wants blood, which is what she starts saying in, like, episode or whatever that episode is where they do the seance in season
Yeah.
1, and she says that he/it wants blood, so it's the same thing, and she's saying that's what she imagined. I don't know, it's so interesting. A lot of people online and I thought this was new for me, I hadn't seen this, but they think that they're worried about current timeline Natalie, like, she might be killed this season,
Mm,
sacrificed by Lottie because that thing wants blood, and
yeah.
as soon as, like, in the past, as soon as Shauna bled on that baby blanket, the all those birds hit the fucking house and died, and, like, and she was like, "It was a gift," right? That was weird.
There's some real supernatural stuff going on, and yeah, the
Or
birds
is there?
thing, yeah,
That
the
coulda just
bird,
happened, I guess.
I guess,
It's
but
happened.
yeah, but I feel like I only see it in horror movies when there's some evil spirit in the house.
Usually, it's like, yeah, they're like, "Oh, the house is built on the gateway to hell," or like, "We're
Yeah.
doing an exorcism and there's birds everywhere." But the movie The Birds, I don't know, is that supernatural? I'm not sure. Maybe that these birds all just got fucked up in the head or who knows what. Maybe they all ran into something.
First thing that popped in my head is The Conjuring because that happens in
That's
that, and
true.
I'm like, all right, let's get some exorcisms up in
There's
here.
definitely a lot of hints this season that are more supernatural, so I'm curious if they keep going that way, but I would say, like, it definitely feels like it.
Yeah. Then the other thing I wanted to ask you about, and this is what I also think like the plot was moved a lot more, is we had a lot of talk about the symbol. Like there's
Mhm.
a lot of symbol stuff finally. And now in my head the question is the symbol a mark like this person is cursed, like I'm cursing you with this symbol, or is it supposed to be a symbol of protection? Because we've
Mm.
kind of seen it both ways. We don't know
Yeah.
where the symbol comes from, but like past or we'll call her Ty too. She put the symbol on on her wife's hand.
Simone. Yeah.
Yeah. And but then like we've seen it on the house, we've seen it on the trees.
Near the dead guy, but Lottie said that in the past, she said it was protection that he
Yeah.
had it there for, but again, we don't fucking know, like,
Yeah.
I'm just, like, getting worried because I don't know what the symbol is. Some people think it might be, like, a map of, like, because I told you there's theories about the underground, like, mines or whatever or
Mhm.
something, there's, like, these underground tunnels where Javi's living because of, like, the moss showing in, like, that tree and, like,
Yeah.
Lottie has those visions of, like, hollowed out things and, like, underground, like, weird tunnels and candles, so I'm like, maybe it's a thing, I don't know, but that reminds me too much of Lost when they
I
kept
know
finding, like, the logo everywhere, and then they find the hatch and the guy's in there. I can't I PTSD is kicking in. I don't wanna see a hatch. I
when
don't want that, and I saw that in the fucking preview for
yeah,
next week, and I was
when
gonna ask you about it.
when I saw that, first thing I thought, Oh, they're going full Lost.
I know, I was like, "Come on, you guys know what happened." I don't even remember what fucking happened with the fucking hatch, but I remember, like, how thrilling that was when Lost did it, but if they did it here, I'd be like, that's just gonna put me off my lunch." Like, I'm feeling nauseous thinking about it because it reminds me of how that show was so good and just went completely off the rails.
Yeah, the hatch was the last good thing that happened in
Yeah,
Lost.
it's the last thing
So
I remember, so clearly that's when I stopped, like, really paying attention after that because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, they're just not even gonna fucking deal with this. They're gonna just add more mysteries." I'm worried.
so I wanted to get one clarification from you, and then I wanna hear you tell me any theories that you've been hearing about. This is more confirmation, I might just be late to the party on this. Callie is not the baby.
No, not the forest baby. No,
Yeah.
the age
The
doesn't
the
check
age
out.
doesn't line up. Okay.
She's in high
I feel
school.
like this episode, they made especially sure to point out timelines throughout this entire episode. There's like, that was
Mhm.
25 years ago. Then
Yeah,
she's going to college. Like so like they made a real point of
yeah.
Callie's not the baby.
Yeah, I guess people figured that out last season, and I'm not great at math, so I was like, "That's cool. As long as someone else figured it out, I don't have to worry about it." But yeah, I think people did think that. I was telling you, people think that chick who, Natalie stabbed in the eye with a fork in the present timeline
Mhm.
at the cult, they thought she was, like, one of the kids, one of the forest babies. I kinda feel like maybe that's one of the things that they don't want people to find out. That's what I wanna figure out, like, I wonder if maybe the thing that they don't want people to find out about is maybe that fucking wilderness baby is out there living in the wilderness still, right?
Ooh.
Maybe there's other people that they left out there. That's the other thing. Maybe that they deliberately didn't tell them that there's people still there. Maybe Javi is still alive. Who knows where? Maybe he's got his hatch and he's doing his little routine and pressing a button every 5 minutes like in Lost. I don't
Yeah.
know, but what do you think?
I don't know. I do like that idea that they left people.
Yeah. I mean, the wild baby, right? That thing would know nothing about regular life because it was born in this fucking warring tribe with cannibals. Maybe now that thing has gone, like, full on Hills Have Eyes. It's, like, had its own kids, like, maybe gave it another one, and then it just had its own fucked up family for generations now. Just saying,
Mm.
could be interesting.
Think it'd maybe be more like Tarzan than Hills Have Eyes, but I see
Not if they're all, like, if they're inbreeding, and I don't know, I'm just saying.
I don't so he
Sounds like
would
Travis would be the father of all these children that were out there besides, I guess, the one from Jeff.
yeah. So the baby will have been out there for at least, like
25 more
a
years.
year.
Yeah.
Well, like, if the baby's not rescued, like, the baby is with the group for at least a year about.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we don't know. We haven't seen anything about a baby coming back with them. We had that one shot of Lottie coming back, but
And
we
we
didn't
kinda
see
see
any
other
other
people, but
faces.
none of them were holding a baby.
Oh.
I mean, they're either eating the baby, it's either gonna be born dead, they're gonna eat it, or I'm just saying that thing could be fucking thriving out in the woods now. We don't know, but that would be interesting if Shauna has a fucking wild child 25 years later. I would hate to see what it grew up into.
Yeah. Here, I'll say this. If veal comes up at any point during the season, if everyone's like, "Oh man, I loved veal back home," they're eating that baby.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm saying like 90% most likely, yeah, they're gonna eat the baby. They just fucking snacked on Snacky to the bone, man. That bitch didn't have anything left. So, a little child comes out, it's gonna be like a little fresh fried chicken popping out the oven.
Get those stem cells.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just know the baby is in danger, and if it's not, it's gonna be a wilderness baby, I think forever.
All right. Well, uh, I think we'll see pretty soon. This season seems to be accelerating
Yes,
faster than last season, so
it
we might
does.
even learn next episode. Who knows?
I mean, I'm fully expecting to, like, have a bunch I was expecting Ben to die this episode. I was like, "Oh, episode 3, that would be about on par with how much crazy shit's happened in the first 2." So, We'll see, but I definitely expect some more people are dying, some crazy shit's happening probably next episode.
And we're gonna be back next week to cover all of it here on the Yellowjackets Team Huddle. See you then.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.